Hello there, it's me, it's Shan. I hope you've been having fun this week. Thinking about what we talked about on Monday night. So thinking about what it is that you consider to be pleasure and what you attach pain to. And I also hope you've been having lots and lots of fun around changing the intensity of the language you use. It cracks me up. I find sometimes I'm using some language that's just completely drama queen, and I catch myself at it, and I have a little giggle, and I peg it back down a bit. So I really hope you've been having fun with that too. Well, here we are, my gorgeous girls. It's the start of week 6. Oh my God, can you believe it? This week's topic, as you can see here, is called move. And, we all know that moving our bodies is like an essential key to getting healthy. You can't get healthy just by sitting on the couch. But movement, doesn't have to just apply to physical exercise that is, in a break a sweat kind of way. As I mentioned way back in week 4, 1% of change changes everything. So this weekend, what I want you to do is move your body every single day, starting with the smallest of movements. And yep, I'm going to say it again. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. So what I aim to do here is to get you to install great habits into your routine and into your life and into your day that you're going to be able to do for the rest of your life. And as always, the lorikeets are outside in the trees, so just bear with me or say hi to the lorikeets, but we'll get through this. Okay. So here's the first one. Here's what I want you to do. When you get up in the morning, probably after you've peed, then I want you to stretch your body. So, stretch your arms up over your head with your fists clenched. Slow movements, face all scrunched up. You know what I mean. And then, out to the side and out to the front, and bring them back in and interlace your fingers and push your palms together. So you're really kind of stretching around your chest, and then push them out in front of you with your fingers still interlaced, and then bring them back in and interlace your fingers behind your back. Push it down towards the floor. You can bend from side to side, whatever it is you feel like doing. Rotate around your wrists and your ankles. Just have a really good stretch for a couple of minutes each morning, and it feels really good. So now I'm going to let you know what's going on inside your body. While you're stretching the muscles and tendons and ligaments, all that connective tissue that's basically holding you together, what's happening when you stretch is that you're helping to lubricate your muscle fibers so that they function well. What you're also doing is you're increasing the flow of blood and oxygen and energy through all of that tissue, because that tissue is full of blood vessels. So as you move that tissue, you're massaging the blood vessels and you're improving the nutrients that they receive. So basically what you're doing is you're actually repairing them, if you like. You're also improving the tone of your blood vessels, and you're improving your overall circulation, and that means more oxygen, more energy, and more nutrients to all of your body. You're also exercising the nerve tissue by expanding and contracting them, so they're also becoming healthier. And if you imagine inside, all of your muscles and your organs are wrapped by tissue called fascia, and fascia is it's a white, elastic, tough tissue. It's also very electrically conductive. So when you're stretching your muscles, you're also stretching that fascia, and you're keeping it lubricated. So this allows your the energy in your body to move around much more easily. So just as a side note, another little tip, before you tap on anything, I want you to have a good stretch, because if you think about what I've just said, you know, if you're stretching everything out and that's lubricating your muscles and lubricating all that connective tissue and allowing energy to flow around your body more easily because of the conductive properties of, water, it's going to help your tapping work much more quickly. So before you sit down to tap, or however you do your tapping, have a stretch. Cool? So who knew all this was going on inside your body just from simple stretching? So hands on hearts, girls, from now on, without fail, I want you to promise that you're going to stretch for, at least 2 minutes every morning. And if you've got to put a reminder note on your alarm when you wake up, or, pin something to your bedroom wall, or write something, or, sticky something onto your bathroom mirror, then do it. Because until this becomes an ingrained habit, you might need a little bit of prompting. But once it does become just so automatic, you're going to feel weird in the morning if you don't stretch, and that's a good thing. So also, if you have a job where you sit down a lot, then ensure that you stretch when you get up, even if it's just, your arms up over your head. And you can also, this is something you can teach your children. When they wake up in the morning, or if they're sitting for a long time at school, or they're sitting in front of the TV, teach them that when you get up, stretch. It's simple, and yet it's so powerful. Excellent. Okay. So next, I want you to incorporate 30 minutes of walking a day, and you can do this in one block, or you can break it up into 2 lots of 15-minute walks, or 3 lots of 10-minute walks, whatever suits your lifestyle. I've got to say, it would be absolutely fantastic if you can incorporate at least 5 to 10 minutes first thing in the morning after you've done your stretching. If that doesn't work for you, I understand, but the stretching and then actually doing some walking would be perfect. Outside, not just around your house, so you're getting some nice, clean, deep breaths in as well. Okay, so when you are walking, I want you, as I just said, ensure that you take nice, slow, deep breaths. I want you to keep your head up so that you're engaging the visual part of your brain. So not looking down at the footpath or wherever you're going. I want you to keep your eyes up. As I said, that's going to engage the visual part of your brain. And I want you to ensure that you swing both of your arms. So that way you're engaging the left and the right brain at the same time. It's kind of like a workout for your brain, if you like. And that's another great thing you can teach kids, because you see kids that carry school bags over one shoulder, and when they do that, both of their arms can't swing, so they're not engaging both sides of their brain, so it's actually slowing down their learning and development. So if you have kids that carry school bags, 2 shoulder straps, and get them to swing their arms. So as you're walking along, you may also wish to say one of your affirmations over and over, and that just increases your mood and your positive thinking as well. So you can walk along creating a little chant, something like, every day in every way I'm getting healthier and healthier. Or maybe, every day in every way I'm changing for the better. Whatever it is that you feel comfortable saying, just make sure you're saying positive things to yourself as you walk along, keeping your head up, engaging your visual, swinging both your arms. You don't have to look like a maniac doing it, but just make sure both of your arms are moving. I can't stress to you enough how important these small exercises are, and they're going to bring you big changes over time. Okay, so let's recap. So far, you're going to stretch every morning for at least 2 minutes to lubricate the muscles and the tissue in your body so that your energy and blood flows around your system much more easily. So what I want you to do after listening to this, I want you to post on Facebook the method you're going to use to remind yourself to start doing this tomorrow. I live alone, just me and the dog, so this is probably easier for me, but I write things on my bathroom mirror using a whiteboard marker because it's really easy to rub them off. So that's how I started reminding myself, but I'd love to hear how you're going to do it. Then I recommend you walk for at least 30 minutes a day, looking up, breathing deeply, and saying your affirmations. So again, after you've listened to this, I want you to go on over to the Facebook page and post up what you've chosen to say as you walk tomorrow. Brilliant. So that takes care of the section on your body. Now I want you to move your mind and move where it is that you're heading after this program finishes next week. So here's a written exercise for you to do over the weekend. Imagine this. It's December 31, 2014, and you're walking down the street in your local area and you bump into, of all people, you. Now let me ask you this. What would you have needed to have done, and who would you have needed to have become in order to be a person you are delighted to meet? What would you have needed to have done, and who would you have needed to have become in order to be a person you are delighted to meet at the end of the year? Have fun with this one, girls. Again, you can use colour, write it in your journal, just really let your imagination go. I have also created a worksheet for you on this, but like I said, you can use your journal or you can use the worksheet. But I really want you to have fun describing who you're going to meet on that day. Great. Now, the final exercise I have for you is called the Wheel of Life. Now, I've got to say, traditionally when I'm coaching someone one-on-one, this is something we look at before we begin so that together we can look at where someone is starting their journey and what it is they'd like to focus on. I chose to use this at the end of our program because I wanted you to have experienced that shift in your mindset that you've gone through. And I wanted you to have all the great tools I've given you before you completed a chart of what your life looks like now. Because, you know, we all know we're not the same people we were when we started this program. And I know that you're much more confident about finding solutions to move your life in the direction you want it. So if there are areas in here that, you know, aren't scoring very high at the moment, if I had done this exercise with you at the beginning, you might have just gotten down and thinking, bloody hell, that's not really good. But now that you've had that shift in your mindset around the health area, you're able to change other areas in your life, and that's always the way it goes. If you change one area in your wheel of life, the rest of them just lift up automatically. So here's how the wheel of life works, okay? I've provided you with a sheet that contains this image on it. So print it out and, you know, score your life in each of the areas you see here. So there's, you know, money, health, romance, etc. This is, you know, this is very similar to the upgrade exercise we did way back then, but it encompasses some broader categories. We were just focusing on health in the upgrade, and this covers bigger, broader areas in your life. So pick a section, you know, for example, pick money and just colour in the line depending on how you feel where it is that you're right now. So if it's 0 in the middle and 10's at the outside, you know, 10 being great and 0 being nowhere and really unhappy, if money was a 2 for you right now, you'd colour in the second row from the middle. And then I want you to get a different colour and choose where it is you'd like your money to be in 12 months' time, and then colour in that line. And then just go through each of the little pie sections in this graph and colour in one colour, where it is you are now, and in another color where it is you'd like to be in 12 months time. And this is going to be a great way to get a visual of where you feel you currently are and where it is you're heading to, so that you can write some great measurable goals for the upcoming year. If you've got any questions about that, just post them on Facebook for me, but I'm sure you'll have fun with that one too. Alrighty. I can't believe we're coming into week 6. It just snuck up on me. So I'm really looking forward to chatting with you on the webinar on Monday night to see how you go with all this over the weekend. And until I chat to you then, my lovelies, much love to you all.